You know, Dodge City Law has just been very, very aggressive, coming right back to the quarterback. And if you will, Michael, you talk about making pyramids. Well, that's what they're doing. We go upfield, then all of a sudden get that little pyramid shape, because we're going to go back there and meet right where the quarterback is standing.
I will say this, and that could have been either way. We're not on the field, obviously, but it took them 2 minutes to decipher if it was a false start or an offsides. Welcome to indoor football. 1st and 25. Dodge City's defense is done. I mean, we're going to run out of adjectives to tell you how well they played to complement Sean Ponder's offense. 1st and 25, Omaha at the Dodge City 22. High motion left. Chappell takes the shotgun snap. 3-step drop. Throws one outside the numbers left. And it's caught by Parker up the near sideline inside the 15. Down to about the 12-yard line. Ajon Love, who's had a very busy afternoon, brings him down after a gain of 10. It'll be 2nd down and 15.
And a nice throw, though, but great defense also by Dodge City Law, able to catch that up and just basically single-man coverage.
Second 15, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, just able to take him down on his own.
Had the ball inside the 10, so it's a goal-to-goal situation. Chappell at the line of scrimmage takes a high shotgun snap. Bubble screen left, Brown makes the catch, spinning off a tackle. He's wrapped up at the 10-yard line, where he's brought down by Marquise George after a gain of 2. Bring up third and goal.
This stays the way it is right now, Mike. It's going to be interesting when you sit there and look at the league, what this score will mean throughout the league. But the Dodge City Law is the real deal. And when you're going to come to Dodge or Dodge comes to your house, you better be ready.
3rd and goal, receivers either side, tight of the formation. Greer right, Kildo left. Motion Parker, high motion, toss sweep Brown running right, and he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Getting up emphatically was Walner Leandre, no gain, and it's 4th and goal for Omaha at the Dodge City 10-yard line.
And apologize to the fans at home that when we sit there looking at these numbers, you think these numbers are easy to see. Well, these numbers kind of ride up. First off, you only see the top half because it's dark, but as it goes down, it fades out. Extremely hard to read numbers.
4th and goal at the 10. Parker and Kildo left. 2 receivers in high motion. Now they'll reset. Parker does anyway. Sent 2 different receivers in motion left. Chappell play action on 4th down. Rolling to the left. Fires to the end zone, and it is caught. Marquise Parker, touchdown.
Really a nice catch, nice play that time. DC Law was actually all over him in a 2-man coverage back there. Was able to go right over both of them and make a nice catch right up against the wall.
He wiggled off of the coverage by Dejon Love, who's had a splendid afternoon. And coming off of the extra point, Brandon Stewart. It's been an adventure for the guy that just signed on Thursday. Chappell now 13 of 22. He's thrown 3 touchdowns, also 2 interceptions. And let's see if they're going to keep him off the field. They're going to go for 2. With 4:34 to play in the 3rd quarter. 2-point conversion, Chappell out of a pistol. 2 receivers will go in high motion right. Brown behind Chappell. 3-man rush. Chappell back to pass. Plants his feet, then it's slammed and it's caught. And it's Parker again, moving in front of Tankman Thomas. So the 2-point conversion is good. Dodge City, their lead now 47-21 with 4:34 to play in the 3rd on Z98. Life back in this building. And why not? Omaha just scored 6 plays, 31 yards. They Chappell to Marquez Parker. A 10-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion is good. 47-21 now, Dodge City in front with 4:34 to play 3rd quarter.
But you like the fact that it took a long time for them to score. DC Law did a great job on defense. And honestly, we were all over that play. It just took a great pass and a great catch to score that one.
Nate Chappell, the quarterback, was a rookie and a backup in the Arena Football League last year with the Jacksonville Sharks. He passed for 3,300 yards in his playing days in North Alabama. And he has thrown a couple of darts here this afternoon, but his defense is not held down. So far, the Beef defense surrendering 243 yards, 13 first downs to only 5 for Omaha. Dominique Carson standing above the M, painted in red in the end zone for Omaha. Dodge City moving from left to right. 47-21 in favor of the Beef. The left-footed kicker, an end-over-end kick. Carson at the goal line, up the middle 5. 10, near side 15. Turns the corner, cuts it back across the 20. A stiff arm into plus territory with a flag down back at the 11-yard line, and this one's going to be coming back. So wipe out the return of 31 yards for Dominique Carson. That's going to put it right around the 5.
Lindgren, and that was an easy one to call to. Just basically went up and right around the numbers and just grabbed a hold of him. Of course, he was mixed in with a lot of other people thinking that nobody would see that. You and I both saw it right here, also the official.
The Law 1st and 10, moving from left to right. With 4:26 to play here in the third quarter, Dodge City leading 47-21. And Ross, we've seen strange things happen, and this is indoor football, so points can be scored in a hurry. McCollum out of the shotgun, Benson the single receiver right, throwing him his young high motion left. 3-man front, handoff to the right. It's Carson cutting it back to the left between the hash marks, and he's dumped right around the 7-yard line. Alcid Panteau makes the tackle after a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8.
Clock is only stopped on timeouts, obviously. Also penalties. Incomplete passes. It continues to run until the last 90 seconds of each half.
Benson will line up on the left side of the formation. D.D. Holyfield to the right. Ings and Young will high motion left. On 2nd and 8 at their own 7. 3-man rush. McCullum under pressure at the goal line and sack. He gets rid of it. Ball is loose. If they're going to say incomplete, it's got to be a safety. Referees will talk about it. This should be a safety on McCullum. He was going down. There was a receiver in the area. That's the question, and that's what they'll talk about. A safety would make it very interesting.
He was in the grass, Michael, but the thing is, though, that he was able to pitch it out.
It's going to be a safety because of the intentional grounding. That's a good call. So a safety here, and Omaha getting themselves back in the game. 47-23 with 3:12 to play in the third on Z98. (47-23) with 3:12. There's a lifetime left in this game, and Omaha making a bit of a run. Down 47-23. They'll get the ball back on the free kick following the safety. McCollum hanging onto the ball way too long. And Omaha will get the football back. We've seen a couple of special teams mishaps. Kilgo is back deep. Check that Pantow. He's never going to get it. It's a squib fielded on the near side by Gentili at the 23. Bouncing it back to the far side. Pass space. There he goes, 25. Into Dodge City territory, 20. And he falls forward to the 15-yard line. And the momentum is all of a sudden shifted here in the third quarter. And a return of about 13 in the 1st and 10 coming up at the plus 15.
And it looked like that we were able to have him basically pinned. He was able to peel to the outside and go right back around, picking up some blocks along the way. Made a nice little return, though, but DC Law right now, you can kind of feel momentum turned a little bit. DC Law needs a defensive stand here. Make him pay, see if we can get a turnover.
Chappell has already thrown in this game 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. 1st and 10 at the Law 15. High motion left and right. Hands it off for Brown, wiggling at the line. Crab crawling up the middle, and he's between the hash marks of the 12-yard line on a waist-high stop made there after a gain of 3. Dejan Love, who's been all over the field running sideline to sideline. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Great penetration by Sear that time, just could not wrap him up there, the nose tackle.
There's been not much running room on the ground. Either way, 2nd and 7 at the +11. Chappell hands it off to Brown, turning left, reverse pivot, putting it back to the right, and he's in. Touchdown. What a cut by Preston Brown, the product out of Tennessee State, originally signed with Mike Gundy in Oklahoma State out of high school before eventually landing at Tennessee State. The kid that came back from a major knee injury, and he runs it in from 12 yards out. And Omaha crawling closer. They trail 47-29.
And just a nice little play. Ran going to the outside, trapped everybody to the outside, then just cut right up the middle, able to get some big blocks. Dive for the end zone touchdown for the Beef.
They will go for 2 again, which would make it a 2-score game unbelievably. Chappell in a pistol. Greer lined up as a receiver tight right. 2 receivers high motion right. Dodge City will rush 3. Chappell back to pass. Lobs it to the end zone, incomplete. Back roll on the far side of the field. The coverage for Dodge City was by Paul Robinson, the safety. And the 2-point conversion no good, but it's still a 3-possession game. Dodge City 47, Omaha 29 with 2:16 to play in the third on Z98. Two plays, 15 yards. After a free kick, 54 seconds. It's Preston Brown, a 12-yard rushing touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. And the Beef back in it, down 47-29. D.D. Holyfield fields the swift kick at the 10, runs left out to the 17-yard line. 7-yard return. And the Beef back on defense now, and it's been a whirlwind third quarter for Dodge City with 2:10 to play third period. Up 47-29, but the momentum has definitely shifted.
And what you want right now is just stem the tide, be smart with the football. As you know, the Omaha Beef right now is just thinking about all they want to do is just drive up the middle, put pressure on the quarterback. This might be where Ponder might say, you know what, we've got a little bit of room here, but still we can run the football with Carson.
Brandon Benson to the near side right. Young will go in high motion right with Urs, who's to the left. Cullen takes the shotgun snap, hand off Carson, boxed in right, bouncing left, and he's shoved into the wall on the far sideline. Maybe gained a yard. The pursuit, sideline to sideline, by the linebacker Gixby. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Thing is, right now they did basically, if you will, a little cross amongst the defensive linemen up there. And what I'm talking about, one penetrated to the inside, the other one pops to the outside and popped right into Carson.
2nd and 9, Dodge City at their own 18. They're making noise now. 4 receivers, all to the right, an empty set, 3 high motion right. McCullum takes the shotgun snap, well protected, looking, firing, deep down the middle, wide open, touchdown! Untouched in the end zone was Maurice Young, right around the beatfootball.com sign on the back left corner of the end zone. Miscommunication would be an understatement, and the touchdown for Dodge City goes 32 yards, and they open up a 53-29 lead.
First time we had seen that formation, and he ran 3 straight over here on the right side, receivers right up, and then slip Carson out. McCollum looks at Carson, freezes the safety, and then one of our receivers is wide open.
Extra point is barely good. It's squeaking up the right upright. You want to talk about mixing it up. Dodge City's offense had been stuck in automatic here in the third quarter until McCollum unleashing a 32-yard missile to Maurice Young, his third touchdown. Extra point good. 109 to play third quarter. Dodge City 54, Omaha 29 on Z98. Here plays 33 yards. Maurice Young, his third touchdown reception of the afternoon. Dodge City opening up a 54-29 lead. Split kick once again. Fielded by Kilduff. He bobbled it, picks it up. Nobody had touched him at the 15. Dives forward near the 19-yard line. A 4-yard return of a special teams tackle for Dodge City made by Ja'Cory Quarterman. Back to the last touchdown drive.
Very impressive. I actually like that. We run 3 down there and really kind of confused him a little bit. And then he looks to the outside as Carson slips out, basically, if you will, on a bubble route, brought 2 defensive players up on him, and then all of a sudden, the 3 that they ran, wide receivers that the Law ran down, they split into 3 different locations, and only 2 guys there to cover them. 3 against 2, easy one for touchdown for Law.
OmahaBeef celebrating their 15th season of playing indoor football. They trail it, though, 54-29. Final minute of this third quarter, handoff Preston Brown. Lowers his shoulder between the hash marks, running off right guard. And he's out near the 23-yard line. Combination on the stop. Jared Gilbrey was there. Jamar Seard has been plugged in the middle. Then into the 23. Gain of 3 at 2nd and 7. No running room for Preston Brown. Well, in the afternoon now, 12 carries for 56. His long was 17. He does have a rushing touchdown. 2nd and 7. Chappell out of a short shotgun. Sends 2 receivers in high motion either way. Bubble screen. Kildo makes the catch at his own 23, just outside the numbers. Cuts it upfield, back inside the numbers to the Dodge City 20-yard line. Cashman Thomas levels in there after a gain of 6. And that will take us to the end of this third quarter. All the momentum seemed to shift midway through the third quarter. But Ross mentioned it, stemming the tide, 3 quarters in the books. Dodgers outscored 16-7, yet they hold a 54-29 lead on Z98. Alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilasoff. Ralston Arena in downtown Omaha, where it's -4 outside and 72 inside. And through 3 quarters, Dodge City. You and I keep saying Garden City because we're the Garden City guys. But it's been one of those days where the offense, we'll just say, for a while was stuck in neutral. But in this game specifically, 271 yards in the arena rings. I guess you can make that equivalent to maybe 500 yards in a game like this. It's 271 right now for Dodge. They've dominated, although they fell asleep for a little bit here in that third quarter.
Almost like our trip yesterday from Chattanooga as we came up. Had some traction right off the start, and all of a sudden it got a little icy. We kind of spun our wheels a little bit. And then once we kind of cleared Kansas City and got through a little snowstorm, then it was high flying getting in here to Omaha last night about 10 o'clock where we were able to get good traction. Thing is that's what you're seeing now. Dodge City Law spun their wheels a little bit there in the third quarter. Now got good traction. I think really kind of quieted the crowd down a little bit. And that was a big, big touchdown right there for DC Law.
3rd and 1 as we start the fourth. The Omaha ball at the plus 21-yard line after a 7-yard catch and run by Kildo. And here we go. Greer tight right, Chappell out of his shotgun, 2 receivers left, including Kildo. They motion 2. It's a jet sweep handoff, and it's Kildo up the middle with a flag down. He's got a first down for the 14-yard line, where he's brought down by Walner Leandre.
And this came right around the line of scrimmage. I mean, this was a quick flag.
You would think hold, as Demetrius Ross is pointing that way. That's, I think, what eventually the call will be. Yeah.
I'm going to go with something else here, Michael, because, boy, they're having a long discussion on this. I mean, hold is just automatic. I mean, you can see it out there, what's going on here. This may be something illegal, like an illegal formation.
They're still talking about it, just on the way the clock stopped. Legal defense, so they're just going to decline that, and it's a first down.
This is the second time that this has happened to DC Law. Right at halftime, you can see the coaching staff over there talking to one of the officials. The official that called said, hey, this is where we're at. And he's sitting there drawing on the board there right at halftime. Probably didn't get that straightened out.
Kildo and Parker's got a touchdown reception go right. Greer to the left. Pistol set for Chappell on 1st and 10 at the Dodge City 13. And now Brown running left. And he's inside the 10 all the way down to the 9-yard line. Running him down was big 6'5", 265 Jared Bilberry. So it's a gain of about 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5 just inside the 10.
You know, Michael, I'm going to issue a challenge. I tell you what, if they're able to sell it out at the arena here next week, I will wear a dress at our next home game after that because I've got a beautiful pastel I've been wearing out in the public here.
I know you're excited about that. 2nd down and 5 with the Dodge City 9. Movement on the left side. Parker runs a slant. They don't see him. It's a crossing pattern as Kildo makes the catch running across the field right to left down to the 5-yard line. And he's brought down over there. Michael Bragg, who had a pick 6 earlier, is the one that makes the stop. Gain of 4. It's 3rd and 1.
It's going to be 3rd and 1. Come on, beat man.
Trying to get him to their feet. Dodge City in front, 54-29. 3rd and 1 at the 5. Handoff goes to Brown. He's got the first down right between the hash marks and stood up near the 3. Was actually hit at the 4 and then falls forward for another yard.
With that run, it's going to be another.
He's brought down by Marcus Bolden after a gain of 2. It's 1st and goal.
And tick-tock goes the clock, and ding-dong goes the cowbells.
First and goal for the Bees from the 4-yard line.
We saw Dodge City, remember, stop Omaha at the 1-yard line toward the end of the first half. How big is that score now? 1st and goal at the 3. 2 receivers in motion right. Chappell takes a high shotgun snap, looking left, coming back to the right, fires into the end zone, and it's caught by Parker. Touchdown. 2nd touchdown reception for Parker.
And you know what? We had great coverage on him. Had the guy all over him at that time. Thing is, though, that once he turned to look, the ball went right by his hands. I mean, it's just good coverage, just a good throw by the quarterback.
Michael Bragg was the one that was beaten towards the wall on the near side as the end zones curl around on both sides. They curve, as if you ever watched arena football, obviously on TV, and all the viewers on American One Sports that's watching here this afternoon. They'll go for 2 again. 54-35 with 13:03 to play. Still plenty of time. Chappell takes a bell-tie shotgun snap. 5-step drop. Looks to the end zone with a flag down. The pass is incomplete. Batted down.
Well, this is lucky, really, because it could have gone also defensive holding.
Ja'Cory Quarterman is the one that knocks the football away. And now we'll get the penalty.
Illegal twist of the defense.
Yep. You can't stunt, and that's what they're talking about. That's exactly what Dodge City just did. And that'll give Omaha another try at a 2-point conversion. Trailing 54-35.
But Michael, stipulations on me wearing a dress at a home game. If they're able to sell out the arena this week, I don't want to see an empty seat in the house. I'm daring you, show up. You're going to see a great product.
And you're also going to see some pretty good legs.
Well, after the next week, after the next home game.
Chapel will take the shotgun snap. They'll get another chance at 2. Toss sweep back to Kildo. He dives forward.
No.
And he did not get in. Saving the touchdown right at the goal line, Dodge City. Standing up, Cashman Thomas, amongst others. So they fail again on the 2-point conversion, but they get into the end zone again. 13:03 to play fourth quarter. It's Dodge 54, Omaha 35 on K98. Omaha back in the end zone again as they try to keep it close here in the second half. And last drive, 7 plays, 30 yards. Chapel to Marquez Parker, his second touchdown. They missed the 2. Another squib kick here, fielded on a run at the 10-yard line by Dodge City. Breaking tackles on the near side of the field is D.D. Holyfield. And Holyfield is out across the 20, stood up at the 22 after a 12-yard return.
Well, these officials, I tell you, one, you've got to be in great shape to come out and do this. Obviously, you got to know what the rules are. Also, you got to be hard-headed. And also, you got to be a peacemaker because they have stepped in between a lot of players here today, right off the bat before the game even started. You had to separate the two teams out on the field.
First and 10, Dodge at their own 23. A 54-35 with 12:50 to play here in the fourth. Two receivers right, Young in his slot, Benson wide right. Herbs in motion left. Trap handoff, Holyfield, plenty of running room, and he takes a shot inside the 20-yard line. Throws a shove right at Alcid Panto. No flag came out. He's tackled outside the hash marks at the +19 after a run of 8. Going to be second down and 2.
And I think a good call there by the official, a good no call, let's put it that way.
Those two have been jawing all afternoon. Second and 2, Dodge at the Omaha 19. We roll inside at 12:10 to play. Benson to the near side left. Herbs and Young will go in high motion in a slot. McCollum out of the shotgun with Holyfield to his right. 3 down linemen. They'll rush 3. Another trap handoff, Holyfield. Sweeping left 20 to the 15 and pulled down near the 11. Near side of the field on one knee, making the tackle was Chris France. It's a gain of 8, move the chains for Dodge City.
And you got to like this right now. I like what Ponder's doing. You're taking time off the clock, plus you're advancing the football. 2 pluses for the DC Law.
Last year, the Beef allowed 188 yards per game. They've allowed 287 here. And we still have 11 and a half to play. First and 10, Dodge on the near hash of the Omaha 11. 3 receivers go right. A back offset to McCollum's left. It's Holyfield. Jet sweep right. And he bounces outside the numbers. The ball came out, but after he was already down. 2 men colliding on the stop. It was Gintelli and Noah Keller that came in on the stop down to the 6, gain of 5 and second and 5.
Running a little bit of clock right now, too. You know, that McCollum has as soon as they get everything set from count, what they're doing is he's taking a look at the clock, basically get it down to about 10 seconds, 9 seconds, and he asks for the snap.
Play clock at 15 now.
Different formation right now. Phillips in the ballgame.
Your receivers left. Benson in motion in a slot. Handoff Holyfield. Starting left. Spinning left. And stood up at the line of scrimmage. As Gixby, the linebacker, brings him down. I guess you call him a strong safety, but he plays up near the line of scrimmage. And they'll get him to the 5 with forward progress. It's 3rd and 4 after a gain of a yard.
He's playing power football right now. We brought in Rustin Phillips. Basically, if you would call him a glorified fullback in the backfield.
That's a big fullback. 3rd and 4. Dodge just inside the 5. They need to get right inside the 1 for a first down. Dominique Carson is in, along with Young and Benson. They're to the right of the formation. Benson Phillips to the left of McCullum. And now a timeout. Some confusion. Now we have a timeout. Dodge City. Sean Ponder didn't like what he saw. From the defensive front and how his guys were lined up. 9:57 to play in the 4th. Law 54, Omaha 35 on Z98. Alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pillisok, downtown Omaha. And right now, with 9:57 to play in the 4th, it's the Law 54 and Omaha 35 in their season opener. It's going to be 3rd down and 4, Dodge City, between the hash marks on the near side of the field at the 4-yard line.
You know, you sit there and talk about Coach Ponder. You know, he went to Emporia State along with Brian Hill, head coach there at Garden City. Bo Black, formerly, I guess he's still at Great Bend, going to head up to Hayes. And, Mike, I think that's when Homeland Security was actually enacted, when those three were together at Emporia State. Just be on the safe side, just put it that way. Bo Black, you know, you're the one that gets to do the interviews with him, and I know this with other people, too, you've worked with, but, you know, every now and then when you're talking to an opposing radio guy, you just don't quite always tell the factual actual.
Can't wait to do a Hayes game next year. Sean Ponder mid-time, his offense, every team he's been at, they've always ranked in every statistical category offensively in the top 10. I don't think there'll be any difference this year. 3rd and 4, just outside the 4, Dodge. And possession right to left. 3 receivers, 2 in motion, high motion right. Flags come flying all over the place. McCullum spikes the ball into the turf. Do they have enough men on the line of scrimmage? We'll get the call. Movement on the offensive line.
They're saying Zach Rhodes.
Yeah.
Not it.
Back him up to the 10. Dodge City here today. That was their 10th penalty for 53 yards. 9:55 to play in the 4th. Law 54, Beef 35. It's 3rd and 9, Dodge City at the 10 of Omaha. They are 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Omaha, meantime, is 4 of 11. What that tells you, when you have 54 points on the board, most of their scores are coming on 1st and 2nd down. McCullum, 10 of 18, 154 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Sean Ponder says he will be in the running for the league MVP. 3rd and 9 inside the 10. Two receivers, high motion right. Omaha will rush 3. McCullum on a slant. Ball is low. And they're going to say incomplete, trapping it between the hash marks with Maurice Young. And it's 4th down and 9. He sagged right to the left of James Patterson, who stepped back in coverage. 4th and 9.
McCullum, I know that he was frustrated. He had the man there. He wanted to throw basically a low fastball right into the bread basket, just a little bit lower, down below, around the ankles. Just couldn't dig it out.
Omaha has watched Dodge City convert 2 of 3 on 4th down. The bells are loud. It's 4th and 9 inside the 10 for Dodge City. 3 receivers right, 2 receivers in high motion. They fake the toss sweep. McCullum gonna run it. Steps up, fires into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Was he past the line? He was. That's an easy call. McCullum, the line of scrimmage was the 10, or just inside it. McCullum fire the ball at about the 8, and this is going to be Omaha football. That's a very easy call.
And you know, the official, what he didn't throw a bag down where he was. All he did was take a look down at the feet when he threw the ball. He ran up to the spot where he thought his foot was when he threw it, then turned up and looked over at the sidelines, and then he could see it. Good call.
It's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. So now Omaha will take over. Down 54-35, Ross, with 9:12 to play. They're getting louder as we speak, trying to get their team into some kind of rhythm. And in the second half, Omaha has found some, but the backbreaker when they were making this at least into a game, 47-29, was that wide open touchdown pass from McCullum to Young. Omaha 1st and 10 now with their own 13, moving from left to right. Down 54-35 with 3 receivers. Chappell pumping left, under pressure, pocket collapses. He's going to run right. 15 up the sideline, 20, and he takes a shot. And also taking a shot was Walner Leandre, who looked like he missed Chappell and ran right into the plexiglass that's on the side of the field. Meantime, it's a first down run of 10 to the 23.
Great pressure upfield there by the DC Law. Chappell bails out, heads out to the outside. They picked up a great downfield block by the receiver. And then Leandre came over and finished him off, not before first down.
Wide receiver left is Jared Elmore. They hand it off to Brown, who starts left, hit at the 24, falls forward to the 25, grabbing him around the kneecaps was Michael Grace.
And
So
Grace,
it's a gain of a yard.
Grace did a good job just staying at home. Didn't go for the fake whatsoever. Just stayed right there. Running back comes right up to him.
And actually, they push it out to the midfield stripe, so gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Beef right at midfield at the 25. Whistles will blow this play down. I don't know if they started the clock. At least the play clock. That's exactly what happened. Now they'll roll it with 7:50 to go in the game. They finally start the 25-second play clock. 54-35 Omaha in a huge hole here in the 4th. In possession left to right on 2nd and 8. Here comes the blitz. Chappell finding Kildo up the middle. Makes the catch at the 20. Falls forward between the hash marks of the 19. He's brought down by Dejon Love. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 2.
If Lindau's going to sit there and come up on the blitz, he's got to bring it full. That time he was about 3/4. Wasn't unsure whether they ought to come in or not.
Gain of 6, a 3rd and 2. Chappell takes the shotgun snap. Flags flying all over the place as he had 2 receivers in motion. And that's a receiver that was already past the line of scrimmage, so offsides on the offense will back it back to the 24. It's now 3rd and 7.
What a great product, Michael. This has really kind of surprised me about indoor football. For people out in western Kansas who has not seen it, I highly recommend getting there next week. You're going to really enjoy this.
7 penalties for 44 yards. It's now 3rd and 7. Omaha at the Dodge City 24. 2 receivers motion right. Play action. Chappell under some pressure. Locks one towards the end zone. Back corner incomplete. Wanting pass interference was O.J. Simpson as he was turned around by Cashman Thomas. Also back in coverage was Paul Robinson. It'll be 4th and 7, Omaha at the Dodge City Law 24-yard line.
And understand this, that when you're a defensive back, you can put your hand on the receiver downfield. Just don't want to impede his progress. But as the ball came up there, Cashman turned around, able to knock it down. Really, some of the Beef fans wanted interference, but really great play there by Cashman.
And Cashman never turned him around. So, clock at 6:20 here in the 4th. It's 4th down and 7. Omaha at the Dodge City 24. They're 1 of 6 on 4th down. 3 receivers in motion. Chappell, well protected, fires a bomb down the near sideline, incomplete. There's the flag for pass interference. That's a good call. Cashman Thomas basically took the crown of his helmet, put it into the chest of O.J. Simpson, and then took Simpson into the first row of seats behind the curved area in the corner of the end zone. This will be a first down.
And Cashman right there, I mean, it's a nice little throw. They went right after Cashman again. Thought they saw something, but this time Cashman never even turned around, Michael. Like you said, just basically tackled him into the stands.
The infraction happened in the end zone. The referees will discuss.
And now we see the people down there where that happened. Lady's going to try to probably move out of there. She might have taken one on the kneecap or something.
She might have went flying, and we're hoping she's okay. We're not laughing at that, but when you're right on top of the action, you are right on top of the action. The ball will be moved all the way to the 9, so it's a 15-yard penalty, and it's 1st and goal, so they convert on a penalty, a pass interference on Cashman Thomas. 6:03 to play in the 4th, 54-35, Dodge in front. They scored the first 21 points. They led 47-13 at the half. Omaha, meantime, here in the second half, has outscored Dodge 22-7. 1st and goal at the 9, receivers in motion either way. Option read, Chappell keeps at the 5, and it's blown up at the 3. Outside the hash marks. Putting his helmet right into the chest with Jared Gilbray. That's a gain of 6. It's 2nd down and goal. Gilbray has played a pretty good game all over the field. Of Northern Arizona, a standout of Bonita Vista High School in San Diego.
Did a great job there because he actually had a hand in his face mask and was able to knock that off. Face mask was turned a little bit before he was able to come and make the tackle. 2nd
and goal inside the 4. They put the running back Preston Brown in a slot. 3 receivers in motion, 1 left, 2 right. Chappell back to pass. 3-step drop, fires a slant for Elmore, incomplete at the goal line. And it's knocked away right at the white chalk by Michael Bragg. If you missed it earlier, at a pick 6. Dodge City returned 2 touchdowns on interceptions last week in the preseason game. It's 3rd and goal at the 4.
Less than 5 minutes to play. Remember, on an incomplete pass, clock continues to run.
Only inside of 90 seconds will the clock stop. So 3rd and goal. Omaha just inside the 4 of Dodge City. They motion Kildo around the formation. He gets the carry. Jet sweep right, stood up at the 3 and then dropped. Leandre again, Dejan Love. They combine on the stop. No gain. It'll be 4th and goal. And have we seen this story pan out before?
They've got to be thinking about some timeouts here for the Beefs if you want to stop the clock. I know a lot of time left in this ball game, but
actually gave him a little forward progress near the 2. That was the 2nd carry for Kildo. Check that 3rd carry. 3 carries for 11. So 4th and goal inside the 3. O.J. Simpson wide left. Kildo just inside of him on the right. Elmore is in a slot right. As back to pass is Chappell. Bubble screen left. Elmore makes the catch. Fumbles the football out of bounds at the goal line.
I don't think he got there.
No signal. And he's not in. Turned back at the 1-yard line.
Wow, big time play there by the DC Law.
Michael Bragg, he was already against the wall, so there was no fumble. He was pushed into the wall, and that'll get Dodge City the football back at the 1-yard line. Defense continues to impress for Dodge City. That's the 2nd time they've turned back Omaha inside the 5.
Wow, that was impressive.
Now it's all about running clock. Such a confined field. And it's not so easy once you get inside what we'll call the red zone inside the 10-yard line. McCullum will start his team at the 5 after they turn over on downs and a touchback. It's a flanker screen to Dede Holyfield, who starts right, comes back to the left, is still on his feet, down the near sideline inside the 10, all the way down to the 5. There is a flag down back at the 4, and this one is coming back, and of course the fans, even with their team down by 19 points with 3:19 to play, they're going to say illegal block in the back. Half the distance will put it right about the 2.5.
Well, actually, I saw it. Zach Roth was made the initial block, able to get downfield, and as he was coming up to make the block downfield, the guy turns his back on him. Easy call there for the official, but I didn't understand why a guy would be turning his back when the ball's going right by him to the other side. He's got to fight through Zach to get to it, but you turn your back, I guess you get a call like that.
Now, the reason Dodge started at the 5 is because they said when the play, they said the ball was fumbled out of the end zone, and what's resulted in a touchback. That's why Dodge said he started at the 5 and not at the 1. And then on the first play, so it's 1st and 10. Penalty was declined. Dodge at their own 3, or check that. It's 1st and 12, as the pass is fired right, juggled, and caught near the 10-yard line by Ertz. And it'll gain about 8. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Michael, the white football that they use is just a little softer. Like I said, you get a great grip on it than your regular, say, NFL football.
And 2nd down and 5, right near the 10. McCollum takes the shotgun snap, 3-man rush, pumping left, firing near side, incomplete. He had his receiver, Vincent, right at the 20-yard line. Back in coverage, though, for the Omaha Beef was Fred Whitted. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Clock will continue to run. It won't stop until we're inside of 90 seconds, which is equivalent to the 2-minute warning in the indoor football game.
Vincent has had a great game here. Chicago Bears basically kind of said, hey, would somebody take him down here and just to keep him in shape? Now, not guaranteed he's going to make the team, but just wanted to keep him in football shape.
Brandon Vincent, who also played for the College of DuPage with Gary Thomas, was the offensive coordinator over there. 3rd and 5. Sean Ponder came out screaming for a timeout. Flags came flying with the play clock winding down. And we'll take it with him. 1:45 to play in this one. This one all about sealed. 54-35 Dodge in front. It'll be 3rd and 5 at their own 10 when we come back on Z98. Final minute 45 of this 4th quarter, alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff. Coming up on our post-game show, we'll have full highlights of this one, final stats. Get to our defensive play of the game, also our drive of the game. Dodge City came out in the first half, scored 47 points, and have been held to 7 here in the second half. They've been outscored now 28-7. As Omaha came back from a 47-13 deficit at halftime, but you dig yourself that big of a hole. And at that point, can we be honest that Sean Ponder, I wouldn't say took his foot off the gas, but they're not showing a whole heck of a lot either for next week with Oklahoma coming to town. And we'll have that game for you with the countdown to kickoff at 6:30 next Saturday night, and the opening kick for the United Wireless Arena at 7 o'clock on 98.1 and WesternKansasNews.com. Out of the timeout, McCollum under center, 3 receivers in motion, jet sweep, near side, it's Maurice Young, 20, 25 as a first down right into the plexiglass on the near side of the field.
Wow, big first down for the DC Law. Man, you got to like that.
And that could all but seal it. That will bring us to immediate timeout with 90 seconds to play. They got him all the way to the 24, gain of 16 for Maurice Young on a jet sweep. And they'll stop the clock with 1:30, and that brings us to the 90-second warning. Dodge City well on their way to victory number 1 in front 54-35 on Z98. Final 90 seconds of this one. Alongside Ross Miller, Mike Pilosoff, a reminder that each and every Monday, live from Casey's Countdown in Dodge City, 503 East Trail Street. Today, every Thursday, not Monday. But every Thursday at Casey's Countdown, it is our DC Law Coaches Show from 6 to 7. Myself, Ross Miller, will talk with players and coaches. That's coming up this Thursday, live from Dodge City. Here, it's been all Dodge City. We'll have plenty to talk about with the coaches and the players on Thursday night in a 54-35. It's not even that close. Omaha made things interesting in the third quarter. But remember, Ross, as they were making their run, They changed up the formation, Dodge City, on their next possession after back-to-back touchdowns by Omaha. They sent 4 receivers, 3 in motion, and Maurice Young was wide open. And ever since that, Omaha has scored since, but the momentum, which was clearly back towards Omaha's way, that almost melted any chance of a comeback.
It was 21-0. You sit there and think about this, Michael, how fast it went. I think, 3 plays is 14-0, just something like that. I mean, really got the crowd out of this ball game early.
McCollum, who had some competition coming to camp. And with Dennis Haverla taking a job in the AFL, it's all McCollum now. And he goes to the air on first down, and a flag comes out. Gentili had the coverage on Maurice Young in the end zone. And it's going to be a pass interference and a first down.
And a great call there, because you'd be thinking, I was thinking first down, you just run the football. So Carson comes by, does a little pump fake to him, and then just turns around and goes right back and looks downfield. And the receiver had the man beat, was able to grab a hold of him just a little bit underneath the jersey. Easy call for a hold.
Automatic first down to the 9. Every incomplete pass now, because we're inside of 90 seconds. Benson will go wide right. Ergs to the left. TD Holyfield is to the left of McCollum. Maurice Young and Ergs in high motion. Trap handoff. Holyfield, check that. Carson reversing field, back to the right, gets a block at the 5, spinning off a defender to the 3. He's hit into the wall by Noah Keller, who had 438 career tackles at the University of Ohio. Our news director should know all about it, and I can't call it the University of Ohio because he'll correct me.
Ohio University. Is it like KU even though it's University of Kansas, or OU even though it's University of Oklahoma?
I think that's such a joke anybody ever makes that argument. We're going to reset the game clock. Carson was hit out of bounds.
Or is it even the Ohio?
Nothing about Ohio University is the. Carson to the 3. It was a 6-yard gain. So far this afternoon, Dodge City running for $161 on 23 carries. 3 receivers left. McCollum out of the shotgun with Carson offset to his left. High motion left. Toss sweep left. It's Carson will walk into the end zone. Touchdown. Dominique Carson. Still no signal. Looked like he got in, and finally they call it. So Carson is in. His second rushing touchdown of the game. Now 9 carries for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Dodge City putting up a 60 spot on the road in week 1.
Boy, congratulations to the DC Law. I mean, if you sit there and think about it, Ricky, coach, on top of that, I mean, it's just first win, Michael, when you start making history. In Dodge City area in western Kansas, lots and lots of history. Well, there's a whole new history going to be starting right now, and it's all about the DC Law.
Dalton Burkhardt on for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, and the kick is good. 61-35. Dodge in front with 1:05 to play on Z98. Dodge City answering back, a touchdown drive of their own after stopping Omaha dead to rights at the 1-yard line on their previous possession. 4 plays, 45 yards, 2 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock, and it's Dominique Carson, his second rushing touchdown. His Dodge for the game is closing in on 170 yards rushing against the team last year that was one of the top defensive teams. Omaha a year ago gave up only 56 yards a game on the ground. Finally, a deep kick in the end zone comes to Kildone. He runs it out 10 to the 15, up the near hash mark to the 20. So a 20-yard return for the special teams tackle is made by Dejan Love. And final 101 of this one. Again, coming up, our post-game show, 5th quarter show. We'll have final highlight stats analysis and get you all set for next week as DodgeCityLaw will open up the home portion of the schedule at home against the Oklahoma Defenders, who took care of Kansas in their Week 1 matchup. And for Omaha moving forward, they have a new head coach, obviously, of the news that Coach Hyman was taking a job at Coastal Carolina. 1st and 10, Chappell back to pass. Stepping up, running. He keeps it outside the hash marks. Ball comes out as he was hit right at the 25-yard line by Leandre. And they'll mark him down with his knee down at the 24, so it's a gain of 4. The 2nd and 6 coming up here. What a game Leandre's had here today.
But what a great job, really. Sit there and think about the defense. Defense has played very, very tough. Had a little bit of mental lapse there for basically about 5 minutes, where the Beef was just going up and down the field at will against them. And all of a sudden got things straightened back out.
Leandre, 12 tackles, by the way. Final 20 seconds, 2nd and 6. Omaha at their own 24. Dodge will rush 3. Greer makes the catch on a bubble screen right. The clock will continue to run as Dejan Love brings him down at the plus 23-yard line. It's a gain of 3. And Omaha will use a timeout. We'll just keep it here with 13 seconds to play. Wrapping this one up and knowing what Dodge City has done. Offense, defense, complete domination. They allowed 186 total yards, and a lot of that came in the 3rd quarter. They were up 47-13 with the Law after 2 quarters. And they watched Omaha score 16 points at a safety in that 3rd quarter. And they had plenty of time to make a run, but Dodge City responded after 2 straight scores. 3 really if you consider the safety. And they come back on a 30-yard touchdown pass from McCullum to Maurice Young.
You know, and that was a big play. The other big play was the Denson also. You sit there and think about that nice long throw that was off over in the corner, Michael, in the 1st quarter.
3 receivers in motion on 3rd and 3. Chappell whips one over the middle. It's caught by Parker at the 10. And Parker is stood up, dropped at the 12. Ball came out. It's picked up by Ja'Cory Quarterman. First down will stop the clock just to move the chains because we are in the final 90 seconds. But you can basically put all she wrote on this one. Dodge City will go to 1-0.
And you think about the pick 6 also on top of that by Bragg. I tell you, this has been really just a fun game, and it's a very, very quick game. A lot of fun to do.
Okay, so they called it legal formation. And usually with the offense, that should be a runoff of the clock, which would force Omaha to use a timeout. For some reason, they did not call that. Yeah, now they just had to call a timeout because in the final 30 seconds of a game, if it's an offensive penalty, it would be a 10-second runoff. So the only way to stop that, it's just like the college game, is to call a timeout, which is what Omaha did.
You know, Michael, this game really surprised me. Really didn't know what to expect out of it coming up here to Omaha. How quick it was. I knew there'd be a lot of offense. You know that this game is built for a lot of offense. But you look at the goalposts, they're 10 feet suspended from the ceiling, 10 feet off the ground. They're 10 feet wide, basically 4-inch, if you will, 4-inch PVC pipe put together. Tough little obstacles really kick ball through, but also here with the pads, the fans around here, this is a fun deal. I mean, I'm impressed. I can't wait to get home next week and watch at the arena.
Man, we can't wait for that. 3rd and 7, final 7 seconds after the penalty. 2 receivers, high motion left. Here comes the blitz. Chappell under pressure and sacked for the 4th time today. He goes down at the 15-yard line. Jarrett Bilbrey's the one that finished him off, but the one that came through first was Michael Grace. It's a loss of 8, and that will do it. Dodge City comes on the road and knocks off the Omaha Beef, a 10-win team last year. Only the 2nd time in their history that Omaha won 10 games or more. And Ross just complete domination from start to finish. And the inaugural season for Ricky Burtz and Sean Ponder and his entire coaching staff, Demetrius Ross, Coach Reeves, those guys are victorious in week 1 with a 61-35 domination of the Omaha Beef.
And Ricky called it, didn't he? He's sitting there talking about how their team should come in here and win this one big. He knows what they've got. They've got a great product on the field, too. And I just hope people turn out next week as we arrive in Dodge City. The DC Law will be at home next week. And like I said, I'm challenging. Sell out the place. As I will state, Mike Pilosoff, will wear a dress.
Don't throw me in this.
Oh, I mean, Ross Miller, will wear a dress, but I want people to show up, sell the place out. Why not? It's a beautiful venue, but also you got a great product here in the DC Law.
The Omaha Beef, who have only missed the playoffs one time in their franchise history. Coach Thurn, who took over in the middle of the week after Steve Hyman announced that he was leaving the team to take another job. All this happened this week as the players say a prayer to midfield. And it's all Dodge City. Early and often they jumped out 21-0 and they raced to a 61-35 final. Back with the fifth quarter. It's next on Z98. All right, our fifth quarter show live from Ralston Arena here in Omaha, where Dodge City came in here and took the beef out of the beef. 61-35 the final. And no, I am not a comedian. Let's bring in the head coach, Sean Ponder, who is, I guess he's all smiles now, a 61-35 win on the road. Congratulations, first off, the inaugural season. You back as a head coach and a big-time win.
Yeah, it's obviously anytime you win, you get excited. You're happy for the guys. I don't think we played a very good second half. We played very well in the first half. Came out all guns firing. Came out, played DodgeCityLaw football. And second half, we need to fix the mistakes and not get complacent. This is a team we should be able to put 80, 90 points on, and that was our goal. And we're coming in here to try to win a championship and set every record. So, good win for the first year, but I'm not extremely happy right now, to be honest with you.
Second half, what changed? They come out, they get a safety, which, for all intent and purpose, that was a good call, regardless if they called it intentional, granted, whatever they called, he was down. But from that point, they scored a touchdown, they get the safety, and then they get another touchdown because of the good field position. So, all in all, what changed from coming out of the locker room to what we saw at the beginning of the first quarter?
Well, you play to your talent level, and maybe all of a sudden these guys started choking down a little bit. Our offensive line wasn't blocking very well, and obviously defensively giving up 35 points isn't what Coach Ross wants either. So, it's the lead that we had going into halftime. I got to do a better job to make sure these guys are ready to play in the second half. So I guarantee that won't happen again.
Sean Ponder, head coach of the victorious Dodge City Law, 61-35 the final. All right, so let's talk about your quarterback play. Charles McCullum, who was going to be challenged by a guy that is now in the AFL. So he is the guy, and he comes out, he's 11 of 22, 162 yards, and four touchdowns, including a beauty in the opening quarter that went for 45 yards. So how do you feel he played?
I think he played pretty good. I gave him about a B. I think he missed some reads and obviously didn't play a stellar game, but all in all, I really was happy with the way our running backs played and, how we were able to run the football. That was pretty impressive. But all in all, it was a good effort for us for the first game, obviously a long road trip. But Charles played well. Like I said, I'll give him about a B. He can play a lot better.
Talk about the running game. 24 carries, 164 yards. You're averaging 7 yards a tote. You had Holyfield run for 2. Dominique Carson had 2 rushing touchdowns. All in all, it looked pretty good. Let's talk about the offensive line. Those 3 guys blocking up front, pretty good.
Yeah, and obviously we had Zach Rothen and Tyler White and, Anthony Jackson and Mac Randall. I don't know if they got a little bit tired there in the second half or what it was, but we got to do better job rotating. But all in all, they did a good job protecting the quarterback when we need to throw the ball. We got that safety and, a couple pressures, but all in all, a good effort by these guys.
All right, as we focus now on next week, the Oklahoma Defenders, who took out the Coyotes of Kansas 72-6, and it wasn't even that close. So they come into your house next week, 2 high-profile offenses. We know how good you are. They're a pretty decent offense. What are you expecting from them next week?
It's going to be a heck of a football game. Now we got some video. We can prepare for them, and I think, I've got the best coaching staff in the league, so we'll be able to prepare. We won't be going in blind like we did this game, and try to break down their tendencies and what we can do well against what they do. But, obviously they're a very good football team. Lamar, the owner up there in Tulsa, has really turned their program around, and, we got to win football games, and we definitely cannot lose at home.
All right, Coach, congratulations on your first win, and have a safe trip home.
Hey, I appreciate it. I always sound down after a win like this, but I should be happy. It's a great win for Dodge City and in the city, so we just got to keep it rolling. I'm just one of those guys. I just want to score a whole lot of points and hold teams to not a lot, but it is part of the game. That's why they have these guys in high motion to score points. So I'm happy for the win, and everybody back in Dodge City. We're coming back home.
Yeah, we'll see you next weekend.
You betcha.
There you go. Sean Ponder joining us here on our fifth quarter show. When we come back, plenty more to talk about. We'll have final highlights, stats, and we'll get you set for next week. We also have our defensive play of the game and our drive of the game. So that's all coming up. Final score, Dodge City here tonight on the road. A big-time 61-35 win on opening night in Omaha on Z98.